I guess I'm sort of ending on a deep track, so sorry about that, but I can't help myself. This one I'd like to actually thank both Mark Rosen and Arnie Hollander for bringing something to my attention, which is the, I know that I said that women are already in the minority out there, but there's an attack on women going on in this country. I mean, I know that there have been for like ever, but this one's even worse because, there's this constant, fight against, choice and Roe versus Wade, and, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it's gotten to the point when there are people actually suggesting to make miscarriages considered prenatal murder. And when you get to that point, there's something a little bit wrong. And yeah, a lot more. But anyway, that's why I wrote this poem, and it's called The Sanctity of Life. Just wrote this yesterday, so. Life is sacred. There's no argument for me there. We are given such a finite amount of time to do what we will on this little sphere, on this little blip in the universe. Many people call out for the sanctity of life to get their points across in their politically charged arguments. The problem I'm coming across is how these same people seem to have a blatant disregard for so many lives that are different or don't agree with them. Take one Georgia lawmaker who is so devoted to the sanctity of life that he's attempting with all his heart to pass a bill to make all miscarriages a crime. Prenatal murder, punishable by life imprisonment or the death penalty. Wait a second. To protect life, we're going to kill people. That's kind of screwed up, don't you think? Not to even mention the fact that this person wants to take a biological situation that has existed since the dawn of mankind and make it a criminal charge? An overbearing implement over the mindset of all women who would dare to become pregnant. Has this person who cares about the sanctity of life thought about all the mothers who will not dare to take a chance at conceiving under such an external circumstance? I know if I was a woman, I wouldn't try to risk that because I've seen the difficulty that parents and mothers have had after one child, attempting to give a brother or a sister several times, raising complications in each situation, and nothing ever coming to fruition. You would dare to call these mothers murderers because nature itself since did not allow them to conceive? How dare you throw these accusations against the women of this nation? And your excuse is you would have them prove every miscarriage was entirely an act of God without a shadow of a doubt. So you would take away the constitutional right of innocent until proven guilty and make them guilty until proven innocent to fit this bill? It seems that's what you had in mind with the woman in Iowa who fell down the stairs when she was pregnant, already suffering the loss of her unborn child, devastated and injured, who you threw in jail under the charge of infanticide. When did it get this bad? That so many people care so much about those who have yet to be born that you will pass judgment and suffering on those already going through hardships, already struggling, already here, and not only do they receive no help, no assistance, but persecution? This is wrong! Like the great George Carlin said, people sure as shit give a lot about you before you're born and after you're dead, but while you're living, you're fucked. True words were never spoken. If you care so much about the sanctity of life, why don't you put your priority on loving thy neighbor? Stopping the judgment, the persecution. Why don't you give any kind of a crap whatsoever about the person sitting next to you? Why, in your battle for the sanctity of life, do you so easily overlook the sanctity of those already living, alive, and here? Trust me when I say they sure as shit could use the help.